G'day there guys, Australian natural spring water enjoyer here. It's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/AmiTheA hole. Now if you enjoy soda more than water, why? Sit back, relax, chuck a like on this video and enjoy the bloody good content. Thank you. Posted by user AmiTheA school post. Titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my mum I resent her holding me back because of my sister? So I, female 17, was one of those gifted kids when I was younger. I taught myself how to read when I was 2.5 and how to add when I was 3. And by the time I went to kindergarten, I was reading chapter books and doing second grade math. My sister, who's 18, has ADHD and dyslexia and was always a little behind in reading and math. Now to the story. My district makes us do placement tests whenever we start kindergarten, and right before the school year started, the principal and my kindergarten teacher called my parents into a meeting. They basically said I was very advanced for my age and wanted me to skip kindergarten and go to first grade. My mum refused because she thought my sister's feelings would be hurt because I skipped a grade and she didn't. They said okay, and suggested I be put in the gifted program and go to a different elementary school in the district, like 2 miles away, that has advanced classes and extra support for gifted kids. She rejected that too because she also thought that it would hurt my sister's feelings. They also suggested a private elementary school 10 minutes away for gifted kids. She said no for the same reason as above. They told my mum that they wouldn't be able to give me much support if I'm at a regular kindergarten class at their school, and she said okay. My dad wanted me to go to a private school and argued with my mum about it for weeks. He eventually gave up when she threatened to divorce him for not considering my older sister. Fast forward to the 8th grade. I'm still very advanced and my dad comes home from work with pamphlets for this special high school for gifted kids. My mum shut it down immediately. They argued and he gave in again when the threat of divorce came up again. Now, my parents are actually getting divorced, and I chose to live with my dad full-time. My mum got mad and asked what she did to have me leave her too, and I gave a whole list of reasons, mostly her favoring my sister, and ended it with her holding me back in school to protect my sister's feelings. She argued that she did what was best for both of us, and I'm an a-hole for holding that against her because now I have great friends at my school. I left and went to pack my stuff, and my mum and I aren't speaking, so I wanted to know if I was an a-hole. If she's threatening divorce at such an early milestone in your life, I'm surprised your dad didn't see the writing on the wall that this was bound to happen eventually. Obviously though, hindsight is 20/20, and that's not always the case, because he knows the relationship better than any of us. We also don't know what damage would have come from the divorce that early on to the kids, and how much worse off OP could be if he lost that custody. It was the right thing for him to continuously fight for OP's education though. That mother knew that she had power over the kids and the husband in the court system, and I'm just putting it out here that she abused that knowledge to the detriment of OP and OP's progress. She did more harm than good with sparing the feelings of the other sibling, and how dare she put that on her family? Honestly, I would be ashamed to have a mother like that in my life, and thank God mine's a saint in comparison. Not the a-hole, and I'm sorry that happened to you, OP. Now in the comments, Scream Mario says, not the a-hole. Jesus, your mum needs to grow the F up, and your dad is kind of a coward for not doing this earlier. The mother is probably jealous rather than proud of her own daughter, because mother is probably not a gifted person. Agreed, not the a-hole. This was my thought that it was never about the sister, but about the mum being jealous and wanting to hold her daughter back. Nah, I believe it was about the mum playing favorites because I was given the same opportunity to skip a grade and my mum declined because she didn't want my brother to feel bad or me graduating closer to him. My younger sister skipped a grade and I was happy because it meant I got to see her more at school. How could this hurt my feelings that someone you love is doing good? Did the mum ask the siblings if they would actually be hurt, or is it just an excuse? Baron Sharktooth says, in reply to, your dad is kind of a coward for not doing this earlier, I wonder if you've ever been in a troubled relationship with children. I have, and you try to make that relationship work because you cannot predict the effects of the divorce. That's not cowardice, that's being a decent father, in my honest opinion. And I disagree with the dad being a coward. It sounds like he did stand up for it, and the option became divorce as an ultimatum. This is 100% on the mum. Chances are, divorce at those ages will have the kids be with the mum, or maybe 50-50, and would be even worse for these decisions solely resting on her mum. At least now, her dad can do what was suggested with the kids being older. Not the a-hole. Your mother shouldn't hold you back just because your sister is not as smart as you. If anything, she should have been supportive of your gifts and let you join advanced programs. That way, your sister who isn't as smart might have felt the need to be like you and study more. Considering the sister has learning disabilities, that would be equally as crappy to do to her kids. Mum needed to find ways to adequately support the individual needs of both of her children, not hold one back or put one up on a pedestal. It's the parent's duty to help a child fulfill their full potential, whatever it is. The mother certainly didn't do that for OP. She probably is also doing similar to the older one too, but in a different manner. She's actually holding the older one back because she's babying her instead of pushing her. I had a parent do this to me, and now my sister gets angry when I achieve something she doesn't. Not fair! Gets awards when she doesn't. Not fair! Travel to places that she doesn't. Not fair! And earn more than her. Forcing both to the same mold creates unhealthy competition. Posted by user Errol to check, titled, "Am I the a-hole for telling a girl to check her privilege?" So my school made the switch from paper to laptops and iPads 2 years ago. And since then, you can really see whose parents have money. I'm currently using some ASUS my uncle gave me because my family are below the poverty line. He bought it in 2011, and although the battery is shot, it still runs and Word works, so I don't need much else. There is a pretty big financial divide in my town, and thus a large divide in the school, which is one of 2 secondary schools. A girl in my class posted a TikTok where she was rating people's laptops and iPads. She recorded mine, which was plugged in with its external hard drive, and you could very clearly see the left side of the screen that is broken. She rated it a -3 out of 10 and wrote, "Poor girl," and zoomed in on my shoes to prove a point. My shoes are fine, they're just not Air Force Ones. Other laptops that weren't the latest MacBook or the latest iPad got rated pretty low. One of my friends showed me her video, and I confronted her about it. She seems really sheltered, and I asked her to take it down. She refused, so then I told her, saying that it's incredibly classist, and I don't want that on the internet. She still refused, and I got madder each time. And eventually I just said, check your effing privilege. Not everyone can afford a €2,000 laptop, and not everyone effing prioritizes flashy over functional. She hasn't taken down the video, and my friends who showed me it says I overreacted, and that made me an a-hole. She said she's just sheltered, and I shouldn't overreact like that. Am I the a-hole? It is not a crime to record someone without consent here, regardless of how old said person is. If you want me to reply to anything, inbox it to me. I'm in Am I the a-hole jail. And guys, even if I wanted to report this, I can't. It won't work too well in my favor, regardless of how you take that. You say sheltered like it gives her a pass to be a bitch to you. This is obviously one of those high school moments where the wronged party can't really do anything about it without causing a fight or having it spiral out of control with parents and the school admin. It really is an uphill battle that you can't win, in my mind. But you had every right to get up her for being classist and have a go at her for that. But the popularity game will dictate that she gets a bunch of support from her friends, regardless of how bad what she did to you was. Bonus points for her if what she did was really funny and would send her several layers deep into hell. Thank God I'm no longer in high school. Not the a-hole, OP. Now in the comments, Judge Jed 1000 says, Not the a-hole. The girl and your friend are the a-hole. Report the videos to the school. And being filmed without consent as a minor who is clearly identified is also breaking a couple of privacy laws. OP should collect the evidence and submit it to the school with a highlight on those privacy laws. That crap will get shut down so quick. There's also the cyberbullying aspect to consider, but yeah, OP has a lot of ground here they can use. And OP replies, "There's no laws on that yet. I'm not naked, so it's not illegal." Yes, it is. She still filmed and posted you without consent in school, which is defined as a safe space as well as government and private property. Why do you think documentaries have people with blurred faces? Because they need consent. It's absolutely illegal what she did. Report it. Also not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Not understanding that not everyone can afford new electronics equals sheltered. Identifying that someone is poor and dragging them for it equals a-hole. Perfect distinction, but from the description here, I'm not actually sure the sheltered part really applies to this girl. She might be fully aware of what she's doing and just be an a-hole. Still not the a-hole to the OP, but just a thought. And Dark says, not the a-hole. Take pride in using old hardware. The longer people use old hardware, the less e-waste gets generated. Whether or not it's by choice, it's still something that helps out either way. And OP replies, I mean, I don't take pride in this, but I also live in an industrial area where you can take old electronics to be recycled. Fair, I guess. I still try to recommend holding off on upgrades over recycling, even though recycling is still a pretty good way to dispose of old junk. If I could upgrade, I would. I don't like running the risk of my device blowing up. I ended up removing my laptop's battery entirely and only using it when it's plugged in. It's lasted me well over a decade without exploding. Best of luck though, and I'm sorry you have to deal with these classist little craps. Posted by user, Am I the A-hole Outfits? Titled, Am I the a-hole for proving my mom was being a hypocrite? So my mom is very different with my sister, 16, and me, 15 female. My sister is a double D and has curves and a butt, and I'm a freaking rectangle and look like a 10-year-old boy. Whenever my sister wears a v-neck or low-cut shirt or shorts that don't go down to her fingertips, our mom calls her a tramp and trashy, and says that she needs to start respecting herself and not keep trying to get boys' attention. I can wear whatever the hell I want and she won't give a damn. I bought a crop top that was barely longer than my bra and a skirt that barely covered my ass, and my mum complimented my outfit. Then my sister walked out in shorts and a t-shirt, and my mum called her a tramp. It's starting to get warm, so my sister and I started taking out our summer clothes a little early, and my mum has been on my sister's ass again. So my sister and I decided to go shopping, and we bought the exact same shirt and shorts. A cropped pink short-sleeve t-shirt and some regular black shorts, and agreed to wear them the next day to see what my mum would do. This morning, we walked out of our rooms, and my mum complimented my outfit and said that I looked cute, and suggested a makeup look that I do a lot to match it. Then she looked at my sister and called her a tramp and said nobody's going to respect her if she keeps showing off her body. My sister pointed out that I was wearing the same outfit, and my mum said, "That can't be possible. Hers is so much less trashy." So my sister and I pulled out the receipts and showed her that they were the same shirt and shorts. My mum stormed off and won't talk to us, and our dad thinks she deserved it, but we should apologize to keep the peace, so we wanted to know if we were being a-holes. You literally did prove her hypocrisy in real time, and I'm sure we can all guess why the father is agreeing with his wife in this situation. Anyway, rest assured, morally you're in the clear here in my books. I don't know where your mom gets off on shaming your sister like that, but that's really messed up. That's never something you should put on your child, and to continuously do it with no remorse is even worse. Shame on her. I'm gonna go with not the a-hole in this one. Now in the comments, Singin' Scott Lawyer says, not the a-hole. Your mum's attitude is disgusting, and well done for sticking up for your sister. And tell your dad that if you apologize, you will never have peace. She will continue to believe that she is right. It depends how you approach this. If she only goes to apologize and doesn't get more into it, then yes. But in this case, what they need to do is to sit down with the mother and say why they did this and what they were trying to show, and have dad as a neutral moderator. Hopefully, by discussing this calmly and constructively, something can improve. Also, definitely not the a-hole. Dad is not a neutral moderator. He's a doormat. Right? What dad sits back and lets one child be emotionally abused like that? That poor girl being bullied for her natural body shape. I can't ever fathom sitting in your own home, allowing anyone to call your daughter a tramp and a hoe, and doing nothing. He's just as bad as she is. This has been a big brain thing for me for a long time. I mean, I get that people online, etc. focus on the abusive or bullying parent because, well, obviously. But in doing so, they often hyper-focus on that parent, especially where that parent is a female, thus by omission giving the other one a free pass. And that baffles me. A parent who watches their spouse bully their kid is as culpable as the bully. Absolutely not the a-hole, and you are legends. Body type double standards are real, and I hope your mum is mature enough to learn her lesson. Sadly, I get the impression from the silent treatment that she's childish in general, maybe a bit emotionally manipulative, and it's very uncool of your dad to put pressure on you to accept it. I wonder if anything on r/raised by narcissists would resonate with you. You deserve respect no matter what you look or dress like, and you can't tell anything about someone's sex life by their body shape or clothes unless they're literally flagging in some way. Maybe not even then. For that matter, some people are tramps because they like to be, and that's okay. And some people are sex workers, and that's also okay. And those people can dress however they want to. The act of wearing clothing that doesn't have like hate speech or symbols on it is basically morally neutral. Sexualizing developed teens is such an issue. I hit puberty early and hard. It was so alienating to have to wear sports bras over my swimsuits at school functions just because I had a bigger bust. Not the a-hole. Let me get this straight. Your mum is trying to keep your sister safe from sexual harassment by sexually harassing her? Not to mention, this is a massive double standard. Your 16-year-old sister has a right to be comfortable, and if your mum wants to pretend that she's trying to communicate when she isn't, that sounds like mum's problem. And your dad's attitude is, just appease the tyrant? What the hell? This, and calling her that, is verbal abuse. Dear old mum is going to be so shocked Pikachu face when neither of her daughters want anything to do with her once they're adults. Imagine that. Posted by user GarbageBin800. Titled, Am I the a-hole for shaming someone over my plastic surgery? Hello. I figured I'd post here because my friend group is split on this one. For a bit of context, I, 21 female, have some sort of condition where flexing certain fingers is painful. It can get to the point where my finger locks and doesn't move. Most notably, whenever my finger bends, there's a loud pop followed by pain. I've been looking into this for years, and no one seems to know what to do besides putting it in a splint and hoping. I finally got a call from my doctor that she got me a referral for a plastic surgeon that specializes in hand and feet, and I'm extremely excited. Basically, the procedure that's going to be done is similar to Botox, where they try to stiffen the finger to prevent my tendon from snapping. I told a few of my close friends about this procedure. I guess one of their girlfriends overheard that I was getting Botox and misunderstood. She started messaging me how beautiful I was and that I shouldn't mess with my natural beauty. I was offended because she kept making the comments, even after I told her to stop. Every time she saw me, she would mention it or bring up how important it is to be yourself in this plastic world. We were on a large group call the other day to hang out, and she made a comment to me in front of our friends saying, "Not everyone has mummy pay for Botox." I was pissed. My parents are not paying for any part of the procedure. It's covered by my country's healthcare. I asked her where she thought I was getting Botox, and she replied that it was obviously a facial surgery. I went off on her. I told her about my mental health issues and how the procedure gave me so much hope that maybe I could literally hold a pencil without pain. I told her she was being judgmental and that she had no right to judge me even if the surgery was cosmetic. I told her to get off her high horse and reevaluate herself before trying to shame other people. I also called her a judgy bear at one point, and she ended up logging off the call. The call got really awkward, and we ended up just hanging up a few minutes after. She messaged me later, saying that she felt alienated from the group and that I didn't have to call her out in public like that. I could have told her privately. She also blamed me for not telling her the surgery was medical earlier, leading to this misunderstanding. I don't think she was entitled to any information, and even if it was cosmetic, she had no right to act like she did. Her boyfriend and one of my mutual friends thinks she's right, and I should have corrected her in private. I could be the a-hole because I did kinda make the call awkward for everyone instead of laughing her joke off and correcting her later. Edited to add a few bits of information I realize I left out when seeing comments. 1. Why were you so offended by her natural beauty comment? These were passive-aggressive statements and not compliments. She would send me links to opinion forums on blogs about God's natural beauty and told me that I was ruining myself. 2. Why didn't you just tell her? Honestly, I told her it was not cosmetic, and she refused to back down until she had every detail. She claimed it was an excuse if I wouldn't elaborate. I don't think she's entitled to know my medical history, especially when I don't really know her. 3. Why did you get so mad? So, I kind of downplayed my condition. Not everyone in that call knew about it because honestly, it can be embarrassing. I know it's something I can't control, but it still hurts when I have really bad days and need someone to help feed me, or I just drink soup out of a straw. It sucks when you know your hair is matted, but you can't pick up a hairbrush to untangle it. I didn't want people to treat me differently. Most of them knew I had some problem with my hands because I sometimes have to use voice to text when taking notes. And my opinion on this one is, you've defended your case pretty well, honestly. She wasn't entitled to that information from you, and it had to be squeezed out of you like blood from a stone. Now that she's got the full story from you, she's playing the victim as if she didn't torture that information out of you, and is playing dumb because she didn't have the full story? What is going on here? Like, it doesn't work like that. Everything about her is wrong in this situation, and she's for some reason jealous about the possibility of OP getting facial Botox, and she can't? Like, she can't get the surgery, so she has to take it out on OP? She realizes her insecurities are driving her to attack someone else's appearance and doesn't care how toxic she's being. Yikes. It's probably for the best that you're not her friend anymore. I'm going with not the a-hole. Now in the comments, Serious Laser says, 1. She called you out in public. You responded in kind. 2. She has no right to your medical information at all, let alone at the time of her choosing. She is just mad that her own actions made her look bad in front of people. Not the a-hole. OP's friend would still be an a-hole if OP had plastic surgery done to herself. She has no business commenting on a person's choice with their body. Absolutely. Whether it's Botox to help with wrinkles, or Botox to help with joints, or to help with whatever, it's no one else's business. I volunteered for a long time at a pediatric rehab facility, and one of the kids who had a traumatic brain injury got Botox injections in his hands to prevent them from curling up. Botox can prevent muscles from contracting. Through Botox and therapy, he was able to use his hands again, write, play, catch, etc. Conversely, I have a friend who doesn't want wrinkles, so she gets Botox. It's her face, it's her business, not the a-hole OP. Totally not the a-hole. She made a comment about it in front of everyone, so why should she get the privilege of privacy? Besides, she deserved to be called out for being so judgmental for no reason. And no, it is none of her business to know why you were getting surgery. She needed to be thrown off her high horse. And in the post, OP offers an update and says, "Thanks everyone for your comments. I was not expecting this to get this big, so I don't have time to reply to everyone. But thanks especially to those of you reaching out about similar issues or providing information based on experience. It helps a lot to know that I'm not the only one, and that some people have been treated for this and had the treatment work. I usually hate drama, and I didn't even know the girlfriend would be on the call. If I did, I absolutely wouldn't have joined." My friends messaged me, and apparently they were all pissed, and messaged my friend to let him know what his girlfriend said was not okay. They are supporting me 100% and are even helping me do some research into recovery options. Alright guys, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you need a good laugh, please do check out my second channel, Markee 2, links down in the description below, or it's going to appear somewhere on the screen here at the end, little bubble with my face on it. As always, a big shout out to my Patreon and channel members. Your faces are surrounding me right now, and I love to have you guys with me, and down in the comment sections of each and every video, and just knowing that you're always there to support me. It's a humbling and lovely feeling. And rest assured, I do see you, and I do notice your support, and I thank you every day for being here and helping me along this journey. Not much else to say besides that, guys. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I do hope that you have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to. I will see you in the next video, and thank you again. Bye.